Hello class, this video is intended to show you how to do the first data analysis, number one, in Rstudio. So the first step is to open up Rstudio. A script should already be open for you. If not, you can go to File, New, and our script. It will open up a new file for you. So go ahead and click into there. The second thing that we need to do is we need to go over and we need to get our data. So let's go over to our Blackboard page and highlight the data from Datasets and Code. So I've clicked on Datasets and Code, and now we want to go in and just highlight all of the code in the first data analysis. Copy this. Now go back over to our Rstudio, and we can simply just paste in our code. So let's go ahead and we can move these windows around, which is kind of neat. Just in case, I like to keep my console window small because this is the window that I like to work in. Then I can read in my data. So this is my data set then. I don't need to upload any data set or import a data set. If I want to, then I can actually click on this. Instead of the regular version of R, I can import a data set from a text file or a CSV file right here instead of going through the change directory command. So that's just a heads up. Now here, once I've done this, I've highlighted this code, then I can just click Run. And we can see that down here in the console now I have my read in data command. It's not actually read by R because of the fact that I have this hashtag thing in front of it. So that means that everything that's behind that will not be read as command. Basically what I will do in my code is I will just tell you what the next command will do, and so this will not be read by R. So I've read in the data. Make sure that you run and highlight all of this code at once and then run it. Now let's go ahead and get our summary statistics. We can highlight this information, press run, and we get our min value, our first quartile, our median, our mean, third quartile, max, and anything else we might need. So here then we have our standard deviation of our data set as well. For whatever reason, the summary command does not also give the standard deviation, so we have to do that separately, which is fine. So we have our standard deviation of the data set noise. All right, so the next thing that we should do is we should make a stem and leaf plot. So we can highlight this and run it. Now we have our stem and leaf plot of the data. So now we can see the distribution of our data set. We can see here that the data has been truncated. So essentially what that means is that we no longer have decimal points in this. We have just a ones place for our leaf and a tens place for our stem. And so that's just something to notice. All right, so the next type of graphical display that we should create is a histogram. So we can run this line of code, press run, and we get a histogram in our plot window. And so we actually don't need to make a new graphical window. So if you're using Rstudio, do not run this line, just ignore it and scroll down, and then let's make our box plot. Now we have a vertical box plot. Again, we do not need to make a new graphical window because we can actually scroll through and look at all the graphical displays that we have already done. We don't need to, it won't overwrite the graphical window. So here now we can highlight the very last one. So this is a vertical box plot. This makes good sense when we have several box plots to compare. However, sometimes people like to look at the horizontal box plot instead, and it matches up a little bit more with the histogram with the range of our data. And so you can do a horizontal box plot by simply just adding this command, horizontal equals true, in your box plot command. And so if you want to then export these to a file, you can press export, copy to clipboard, and then this will then copy the plot. You can copy it and save it into a Word document or whatever type of document you would like to save it into. Now if you're using the Rstudio on the cloud, then you might need to get a little bit more creative about getting your plots into your actual documents. If you have your document on your Z drive, then it should be fine. If it's on your regular computer, then you might have a little bit more trouble. I suggest that maybe you just take a screenshot of your graphical displays if you're using the cloud server. All right, hopefully this video helped you understand how you can do the first data set or the first data analysis and how you can use R to do simple tasks.